All right, Odegaard midfield Geno. He's really one of those that went ahead to obviously showcase what he can do and what he's good at yesterday as Arsenal went ahead to beat Olympiacos. And I'm really stunned that people are really surprised. Yet for me, I think that is just a dose of what Odegaard can do. Because for me, who believes in him, if you've been following up this channel for some time, I tell you what, Martin Odegaard is that guy that can really surprise you anytime. And he's that elite central attacking midfielder that I think is one of the best in the world. And in his age, no one matches his qualities. And I was really surprised when everyone was like, Odegaard is back, guys. Not for him not doing assists, doesn't mean that has not been playing very well. I've gone ahead to see games where Odegaard has gone ahead to release people in the club of Arsenal, but because they've been failing to convert those chances into the back of the net, people haven't obviously gone ahead and be giving attention to detail. But all what he has been doing, the secondary assist, the third man runs, interceptions, working hard, leadership. So please, I really feel betrayed by some people because it's like they've not been really watching this game of football. Otherwise, welcome to this channel. So as not to miss out on the stories that we upload daily, this is Rokani David onto the Rokani Media Football. And Odegaard's game by numbers were as follows. And most touches had 86 touches. Most final third passes, he really had 26. Most possessions won 8. And most chances created, those were 4. Most crosses 4. He provided an assist for Bukayo Saka. That is Martin Odegaard for you. And he was really all over the place. His manager was asked about his performance, and this is what he had to say. He's got all the license in the world to go forward, Martin, and to play with the freedom and to play with that level of threat, especially not only with the passes, but the way he was taking the ball, carrying the ball, making runs, and arriving in really dangerous areas. I think he put 3 people through today to score a goal. He should have scored a goal as well. So great to have him back. He played some very good minutes in Newcastle to help us to win the game. And I think today he was really phenomenal. I tell you what, Odegaard is a player that shouldn't surprise you. Yesterday when I was really doing the match reaction to that game, I told you, for a player who is really good on the ball, talented, and he works hard on the pitch, for me, I defend him day in, day out. Do you know how many people have gone ahead to come out and ridiculed Martin Odegaard? What have I come and said or raised? I've already said he's a different breed of player altogether. And there is no need for anyone to come out and really think that the player is really doing bad. However much he was not at his level, but ask yourself, were the players that he was playing with also performing at that level? That is the first question, because most people get it wrong. You understand? People have gone ahead to get it wrong, and they've always tried and said Odegaard is not doing good. But how many Arsenal players really looked good last season? That's another question that we have to obviously come in here and really answer. Few of those went ahead obviously look good. You understand? So I want to let you know that the player in Martin Odegaard is really special. And yesterday he really showed you what he can do. And I think with those good players around him, it makes him one of those players that will obviously put in a very huge shift altogether. And I tell you what, he's one of those that you should keep a keen eye on, because all I know is that he's going to shock most of you with performances. So far, Odegaard this season, he has, I think, 1 assist in the Champions League, and in the Premier League, he has 1, right? So we wait to see what Odegaard will obviously deliver in the game they're going to be playing against West Ham. In a game where I believe Odegaard is really going to destroy that team. As him playing with Eze on the out wide left, Zubimendi next to him, Gyökeres ahead of him, Saka on the right, I think it gives him a very, very, very huge goal into the mix. He has so far played 6 games this season, 2 assists. That is Martin Odegaard for you. And West Ham, stay warned. Stay warned, because The El Capitano is back in there. Arteta on Odegaard's creative actions tonight, he said, I think we have to play in our qualities. We have to play in our qualities, and we have a front three with that pace as well. With those things in the runs, and we have plays we can activate, and we have to do that 100%. So he's like, they're really having three players who are really very thick and fast, and they have also to activate that because they won't obviously rely onto this tiki-taka, get hold onto the ball and won't release the players. If there is space, you obviously release those players at once in there. Then he added and said he did it in Newcastle a few times in 15 minutes, and that's a game that I want from him. Obviously. But ask yourself, are the people he is playing with making the right runs? I understand that Martin Odegaard is not one of the selfish players I've gone hate to see. He's unselfish, and when you really make that run, he can read your run like a book, like you saw that of Bukayo Saka and Gyökeres in the first half. You know, he can read you like a book and obviously release you and see to it that you put in a very huge shift altogether. That is my player known as Martin Odegaard for you, and he keeps putting in those performances left, right, and center in there. So that's exactly what you're really having in through from a man known as Martin Odegaard into the mix. So as it stands, that's what the manager is going to say about Martin Odegaard, the El Capitano. And lastly, Arteta on Odegaard's challenge of being a leader and a creator. This is what we've gone ahead to hear from the manager on this challenge, because he's a creator and is the captain on and off the pitch. He said, I think that creativity part is in his nature, so it doesn't bring any pressure to him because it's his best ability to generate things that not a lot of players can do, and he has a total freedom from my side to do so, and to explore and to tailor his content and to feel the moment and where he needs to generate those spaces. And I think he's clearly done that in the last two games. So he has the freedom to do whatever he wants, and the manager says that he has that in his natural ability. He's a natural born creator, and he will do that all day and night. And obviously, the other factor that people are really forgetting to obviously hint on is the Gyökeres factor. You know, if you're having Gyökeres, he'll always be making those runs in the mouth of the goal, meaning that these wide forwards will obviously try to narrow down the pitch and get to the half spaces, like you saw that run that was made by Bukayo Saka. And if you want to see how deadly Martin Odegaard is, he's not deadly when he's really spreading that ball into the out wide left or right. Central line-breaking passes through those small pockets of space. That's where Odegaard operates best. And you saw to it that those two chances that saw Arsenal create or score those two goals, Martin Odegaard was really laying those balls through the central axis. Not out wide, not anywhere, but through the central axis. That's Martin Odegaard for you. With the quality on him, you know, I think Arsenal will kill very many teams. And I want to warn you that if Arsenal has an Odegaard rising, you know, Ebelechi is rising, you know, Gyökeres is trying to rise, Saka, you know, Arsenal has been relying on like 2-3 players, you know, in the attack to obviously score goals. But now, if you're having a Zubimendi who can come and really score this game, as Saka scores, Martinelli scores, Trossard scores, Eze scores, Odegaard scores, Akarafiori scores. So Arsenal's goals are evenly distributed, because I can tell you, when you look in their squad, Magalhaes has a goal, Timber has 2 goals, Ricardo Carafiori, I think, has a goal and some assists. Zubimendi has 2 goals. You know, Declan Rice has like 3-4 assists this season. Odegaard has 2 assists. I think Saka now has 2 goals in this season. Martinelli has 3. Trossard, I think, has 2 goals and some assists in there. That is Leandro Trossard for you. Gyökeres has 3 goals. When you look at how evenly, these goals are really distributed, you obviously understand that the team is really doing great. And even Mikel Merino is one of those that has gone ahead to score this particular season. So I tell you, Arsenal is there to kill people and be ready to be buried. Your thoughts on to Martin Odegaard, the El Capitano rise, are welcome in the comment section below. I'm out.